Hi, this is Chaz Palminteri, and if you're thinking about getting your eyes done, the only person to see is Dr. Rothman of LASIK of Nevada. I flew all the way from New York to be here, and Dr. Rothman did my eyes. And all I could say is, it's a miracle. I could see. You see Dr. Rothman of LASIK of Nevada.
From the Strip in fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada, this is Pub Crawl, where each week we struggle to recall our adventures in and around Las Vegas, giving a unique perspective on the best places to tear it up in the entertainment capital of the world. Now, without further ado, here are your hosts, Alicia and David Ivey.
You're disappointed already. Hey, welcome to Pub Crawl, your source, your number one source for Vegas-y drinky goodness. I'm proving that the Weight Watcher plan doesn't work. I'm Alicia.
Oh, I'm David. Weight Watchers plan's not working for me either. Actually, it is, and I'll talk about that a little bit because it's diet season. I know it's after pool season, but
I don't want to talk about it.
Well, you're here for a reason.
Right.
It's a very special episode of Pub Crawl. This is kind of like the very, like at the end there'll be no credits. Well, there'll be credits but no music, just credits.
Can I have a drink now? Because I've already proven that. Here's why, by the way, I have had a hard time losing weight.
This? Oh, this. By the way,
we're skipping ahead. That's probably I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm sorry. Let's not.
I have a.
I'm sorry.
I have a. There's a way we do things on this show.
I'm sorry, Dave. I've only been here for a couple of years. It's like I don't even know anything about
this. You wrote the book on it.
I don't even know.
He throws it out.
I'm sorry, David. Right. I'm a little verklempt, actually. Please go ahead.
If you'd like to get hold of us. Oh, wait, live studio audience.
Hey!
Oh, my God. Look at them.
Hey! That one's a
chat room.
The chat!
Is Alicia in the chat room? Because she should be.
What kind of game are we playing, Alicia?
If you'd like to get hold of us, pubcrawl at vegasvideonetwork.com. Pubcrawl at vegasvideonetwork.com. If you have Twitter, we are Trek Vegas.
You should tweet.
They are Vegas Video Network.
No vowels in network.
iTunes is so important.
It is.
And it is because that's where I subscribe to everything. People use the RSS. People use the this and that. I use iTunes. That's how I get us.
The 800-pound gorilla.
It is the 800-pound gorilla in the room.
In the world.
Well, that's the elephant in the room. It's the 800-pound elephant in the room.
I know nothing. Apparently, I know nothing about anything today.
YouTube. We're on YouTube. The kids like YouTube.
They do.
Roku. 1400 a.m. every Saturday. That's my favorite.
The reason why we're laughing is because we're rehearsing a new show.
Right.
And during the rehearsal, we were going through the contact stuff, and it's Roku. Well, how did he pronounce it? Roku.
Oh, because there's a thing over the U.
Well, no, it's just and watch Roku.
Roku.
Like, wow. All of a sudden, we become an anime or whatever that thing is. Anime. Or I'm like, how did that happen for our show? We don't know. I better go ahead.
Anyway, so we are on Roku. And anywhere else you get internet videos. And
Stitcher.
I love Stitcher too. Apparently, it's a big hit on your streaming, but it doesn't bother me.
What?
Like.
Oh,
it takes a lot of.
Yeah, it does.
A lot of good.
Yeah, it does. It's groovy, except that it takes all 1 gig of your bandwidth.
Well, but if you're unlimited.
Yeah. Are you on? What's your?
It's
This is no longer called Pub Crawl. It's called Bandwidth Crawl.
It's AT&T. Which it won't be in about a month, but it is.
Go to Verizon.
Yeah,
of course. Okay. All right. Let's do this.
Without further ado, cocktail of the week.
Woo!
In celebration of National Talk Like a Pirate Day, which it is today, by the way, we're doing straight Sailor Jerry rum.
Can you do a good pirate thing?
Apparently pirates didn't even talk that way. But
pirates say, "Give me your oops."
I think they spoke like
stuff.
Just regular people, but
they're English.
Yeah,
you do an English accent?
No,
I don't do accents either.
I'm not either. I'm not good. I can do I do a California accent apparently really well.
Oh.
I think apparently I'm doing it right now.
That's right. Cheers, brother.
I like Sailor Jerry straight, by the way.
I don't.
I fell in love with it at the Viva Las Vegas Rockabilly Convention. They had like $2 shots of it. And we didn't used to like Sailor Jerry, but I had it straight, and I was like, hey, it's caramely and kind of...
It is caramely and kind of.
But you got to be careful. This isn't a regular rum, folks. I think it's 92 proof.
As it should be.
That's 18 proof over regular rum.
And that's why most pirates lose a leg. It's Sailor Jerry, look at that. Why am I here? What's happening today, Dave?
Okay, here's what's going on. Should we go right into it?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, there's no adventure this week. Not that we didn't have an adventure, but here's the deal.
Well, let me set it up a little bit for you.
Go for it.
All right, so here's the deal. So what's been going on with the show?
What's been going on?
Is we've decided to make it a singing song, right? People on KHCP right now going, what is happening in Vegas? They're turning around. They're going back to... Okay, here's what's going on. So we get a lot of emails that we don't use on the show. And or comments on Facebook, or just people who will talk to us when we're out and about in Vegas. And something that's happened quite a bit is they've said, hey, I'm going to go to a particular property.
Oddly enough, when people come to town, they usually stay at a hotel.
At a hotel. We stay on the corner somewhere, and we have little signs, and we say, we'll work for food, or we'll work for Sailor Jerry.
Right.
And so a lot of these folks are writing us and saying, hey, I'm going to be staying at Monte Carlo,
right,
or MGM, or New York, or Stratosphere. Right. And they're like, can you tell me how best for us to kind of work in that property? And normally with the adventures, it didn't really fit that kind of mold because they're out running around going to all these different places.
We're not stuck at one place. In fact, we did an episode about a year ago about Planet Hollywood because we locked ourselves in Planet Hollywood one day, and I thought it was one of our better episodes because we really hit one place.
Right.
So I figured, you know what? These people are completely right. If you're coming to town, our show, as entertaining and lovely as I'm sure it is,
and attractive,
but not a lot of useful information because, well, the Ivies went to this bar.
Wait a minute, hold on.
Right.
Let me save you there. I would argue that it is useful information.
Useful, right.
But here's the other part. And we were talking about this kind of laughing before we started the show, which again, we should really be doing this before the stuff. That's right, pay-per-view. The other thing is, so we've had it happen twice now where somebody said, you know what, I'm going to do the Ivy pub crawl.
All right, yeah, this is a bad thing.
And so what happened is one person hung out with them, and we haven't heard from him since.
Right. We're thinking they're still in town.
Wait, we think so. Occasionally, we see his wife post something on Facebook implying that he's still alive. He doesn't say much now. Right. And the other person from out of town, we think he died. Right. So we thought, I don't know that people can do that.
Well, because it's so funny, because what Alicia and I do, and it's so funny, it's a kind of an inside baseball joke, but we had a friend that was staying with us for a while, and he called Alicia and I Nikki and Tommy. Now, he would say, Nikki and Tommy is Nikki Sixx and Tommy Lee from Motley Crue. If you ever read the book.
Right. Oh, I haven't read that book.
Oh, it's pretty good. It's The Dirt, right? No, The Dirt was...
Which one wrote that one? I read...
no. Nikki's book was The Heroin Diaries. Anyway, but Nikki and Tommy were it's over-exaggeration, but they're like, it's these
the Toxic Twins.
Yeah, they're just nuts. So what we would do, and I'm not kidding, Alicia and I really would do this. On Saturday night, we'd go out and we'd get home and we'd get up about 10, 11 in the morning and go back out. And maybe not tear it up, but we would go out and adventure.
Right.
I understand a lot, not everybody can do that. And if you're staying at a certain place, you're not going to go like we were doing and go seek out different places all over town.
Right.
And I know that if you're staying at MGM, you don't stay in MGM.
Right.
But you do spend probably, I'm sure there's somebody that knows a number.
50% or more.
I would say, yeah. If you really broke it down, that would be a good... I'm sure there's casino people that know down to the second what the average...
Especially if they have the rewards card thing. They'll be able to track them. It's very CIA-like, actually.
I think about when we stayed at a property, we would venture out, but we would stay. That would still get most of our business.
Well, you're incentivized to do that, right? If you're using the rewards card or whatever, the M Life or whatever it is, you want to stay there so you get more points, so you get your free buffet. Your free...
And of course, you could have breakfast there. You probably have your first and last meal there for sure.
Right.
So it makes sense for us to say, okay, if you're coming to town and you're staying, and we get these all the time, we're staying at the Flamingo.
Right.
So why don't we, as Pub Crawl, go, here's what you should do at the Flamingo. Or here's what there is at the Flamingo. You can make up your own mind. Instead of saying, here's one thing at the Flamingo and one thing in Summerlin, another thing at the M. It's like, okay, that's...
And it's good to have a taxi cab driver as a friend.
Right, exactly. Yeah,
which you may not have. I mean,
so from here on, we're going to start doing individual properties or at least individual themes.
Right, and that's the other thing. So we've gotten several emails, and we've done a few of these in Last Call.
Right.
Where they'll say, we're looking for a sports book, or we're looking for a sports bar.
Right.
What do you suggest there? Well, those could literally be shows in and of themselves. There are so many thematic plays here in Las Vegas that we could build an entire show around a sports book, or pirate-themed.
Right, yeah, or sports bars, which we did. Right. And there's so many.
And there are people who are like that. They're like, I just want to go to a place that just digs rum. Well, there are places.
Oh my God, yes.
Right. There's a handful of places. You could probably name off, 4 or 5 places right now who all claim to have more rum than anybody else.
That's funny. I could.
Right?
Yeah.
And so that's it. So if you're a big rum drinker, you're like, just give me the top 5 rum bars here in Las Vegas. Well, we can do that. And we haven't really done that in the past because we really enjoyed the adventure. But we're like, wait a minute. Let's do something that's even more what our audience is asking for.
And it's funny because this came about because when I go on vacation or go somewhere, I look at TripAdvisor and Yelp and other podcasts and videocasts or whatever of that place I'm going,
right?
And kind of go, what do they say? And then you kind of get into it for a while. Like, like I'm just obsessed with, because I'm going to New Orleans or whatever. I'm obsessed with New Orleans and finding all the best places to eat because I'm only there for 5 days or 6 days. What, and you look at all these things like Yelp and TripAdvisor and podcasts and video, and it's like, well, we're one of those things.
That's right. And that's what we're going to do. We understand that the deal is that we've got, and there's 2 things here. First of all, this is to help the tourist play. We've always, at the Vegas Video Network, we've always said that this network is really for both locals and tourists. So if you're a tourist, we're going to give you a local's look at the city that you would otherwise not see. Because the truth of the matter is, a tourist, doesn't get to see as much as we do because we live here. And from a local's perspective, the truth is most locals don't want to have anything to do with the Strip, right?
This is always shocking. But
they don't want to come to the Strip. They don't want to go down to downtown. And our thinking is, we're going to show you how to come on down here and not want to put a bullet in your head if you're a local. Because it's easy to park or whatever, or there's good places to go that isn't so expensive. Because that's part of the reason why a lot of folks here locally complain about the Strip. So we believe that the network has always believed that we can cater to both folks. And we have, and our audience speaks to that. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about a theme kind of play. We're still going to have Cocktail of the Week.
Oh, yeah. It's not going to be the same banter, but instead of jumping around, this will be East Fremont, the D,
that's right.
MGM, whatever, or Red Rock. It could be anything.
Right.
In fact, we had a pretty good adventure downtown last week.
Where'd you go?
Every month. This is so awesome. The Vegas Tour Eats?
Yeah. STR, capital E, capital A, capital T.
Yeah.
S.
It's Eats with st in front of it because it's all the food truck. Every city's got the big food truck.
Better done.
Well, and you know what? I didn't get it. Alicia's the one that told me. I'm like, why is there there's an A?
The punctuation's all screwed up.
It's streets with an A instead of an E. Strays.
Right.
She's like, it's Eats with because all the food trucks and it's right outside of
El Cortez,
which is kind of a neat area because El Cortez kind of has. I like El Cortez, by the way.
Oh, it's one of the great. You know what they did? They've embraced old Las Vegas.
Okay,
right.
Little tangent. I always thought remember back in the themed era of Vegas, the 90s, the 80s and 90s. I always thought someone should make a Vegas-themed hotel because there wasn't one.
Right.
Flamingo did. Remember when this probably right before you moved here. This was like 2000, maybe 95 to 2000. They had a marketing thing called As Vegas Gets. It was the Flamingo.
Oh.
That's when they opened Bugsy's Bar in the middle.
Okay.
And they were selling it as Vegas. I love that. I thought that was a great idea because everybody else was doing Pirates and this and that. And they just did Vegas. That's what I like about what's happening downtown.
Yep.
They're doing that. The D is Vegas. The El Cortez is Vegas. It's not anything else. It's just, let's do old Vegas. The Plaza, another great example of Vegas. That's the theme.
And they're doing well. As a matter of fact, this was not planned, of course, but of course the show that we're going to be doing with Fremont Street.
Right.
So they've brought us on to do a series of shows for these guys, And the intent is, A, it's not going to be a commercial. It's not going to be, go to the Fremont Street Experience because it's the number one. But that's not what this is going to be. What we're going to do, part of it is just that. Here's the history of Las Vegas. Because when you think of the history of Las Vegas, it actually is downtown.
Yeah, until the late 50s when Bugsy decided to build a Flamingo.
Yeah.
From the 1800s up, it was just Fremont Street. That's it.
It's wow. We talked about this on my show. We were at a bar. Jeff, the guy who runs Fremont Street, we're at a bar over here, and we were just sitting around hanging out, and there was a mobster, a real mobster, and he started recounting these stories, all of which based in Fremont Street.
Right.
And we're like, these stories are awesome. We have got to get this guy on the show, which we're going to do. We're going to put a bulletproof window around.
You got the black with.
Right. It's gonna have the. Actually, he had a pilot thing ready to go, and then Henry Hill. Is that the guy's name?
From Goodfellas.
Yeah. So he had a pilot with Henry Hill, this guy, and one other guy, and Henry Hill died.
Right.
So I don't know what happened to the pilot. Maybe he died. Right. Wink, wink. Or maybe he's underground again.
Got whacked.
But that's it. So that's our play is we're going to go out and have fun, or you guys are going to go out and have fun and be more thematic, still do the drink and still do the, we're going to still interact.
Show. We're going to kind of narrow it down, not hit so many. Oh, like I was saying, we went to El Cortez, right? It's a little minor adventure. We went to El Cortez.
Right.
Didn't go in, just went outside, did the food trucks. They're doing a lot of crazy things. We noticed this at the annual barbecue and hoedown rodeo thing that they do at Mandalay Bay. Same thing. No cash. You buy tickets for drinks.
Oh, okay.
It's some kind of outdoor thing. I think it's ease of the bartenders.
It's fast.
Yeah, that's true. But at first, okay, it's the. By the way, the Vegas.
But you're buying tickets and then you use it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So you go to like a place that could take cards and all that stuff. You buy $1 a ticket. You get 20 tickets and you go. It's kind of like the old Disneyland. You got a couple of e-tickets and.
A lot of art and wine festivals do that.
Okay, that's what they're doing now, which is I don't mind it. So we go down there, we do that, we do the Vegas Eats thing. A couple bands are playing, really cool. But the reason I'm bringing this up is we had a friend of ours, new friend of mine, recently separated. So he's now discovering Vegas. He's born and raised here. We went to the Griffin, never been to the Griffin.
Really?
Never been to El Cortez.
Really?
Never been to Fremont Street.
Isn't that crazy?
Just never bothered. Born and raised here.
Did you ask him why?
Well, we had a big philosophical discussion. I don't remember half of it, but because I'll tell you why. Because we go to the Griffin. We go from there. He's like, I've never been to the Griffin. Let's go to the Griffin, which we love, which is right there for Fremont. Another thing we want to do in the show in future is explain where these places are. I say, if you know Vegas and you know downtown, I go El Cortez is the Griffin. You go, oh yeah, it's right there. But if you don't, if you're talking about like we go to you and I, we go to individually, but we go to Maui a lot.
Yeah.
And if someone said, oh, I was at Maui Taco and then I went over to whatever, Lahaina Seafood Shack, you'd be like, great. I don't know where either of those places.
I'm going to the pool.
Right? Exactly. So we walk right on the corner to East Fremont into the Griffin, which is that killer kind of old-timey. Yeah,
I haven't been there in a while, actually.
They had hams on tap, which I like. Because everybody goes for the PBR. I went for the hams. Had a couple drinks there, then we had to show him Heart Attack Grill, which is right there at the cusp of Fremont Street Experience.
That place is blowing up, man.
We go in there. Now, we know the head nurse. Because, the women are nurses, and they're all dressed like nurses. We know the head nurse. She's an awesome girl, works behind the bar. So we get, now the beers at Heart Attack are, first off, they're malt liquor. Okay. They have Schlitz, they've got Old English, they've got St. Ides. I mean, you name it. Yeah,
oh my.
And they're the big ones. So I think Alicia and I got a couple big PBRs, and their friends got some. And then she comes around with, these are honest to goodness syringes, but they're those big ones. I think they're to stick things in your butt. Yeah, or whatever.
Wait, what did you just say?
I think they're to put stuff in your butt. Like, oh my God. The big ones. They're not like to give you a shot. They're like the big
I was sweating before I came here.
Or I don't know what they're huge syringes.
Let's pretend they're not for your butt.
All right. Well,
let's say they're not for your butt.
They were full of, by the way,
what?
A Jello shot. They were full of a Jello shot. Okay. Now it was a tequila Jello shot, and so she handed us each all three. Like, hey, let's party, woo, right? So we had to squirt this Jello shot out of a syringe. It was like weird. So, okay, we had a couple beers there, Now we had these tequila Jello shots, and realized after we squirted them in our mouth, oh, their shots are 3 ounces here. They don't make, and this is the Heart Attack Grill. It's not a 1 ounce shot. It's a 3 ounce shot.
They're big boy shots.
Yeah, so we're like, oh no. Luckily, we've got our gowns on, because you have to wear the gown.
Oh, that's right. I haven't eaten there yet.
We haven't eaten there either. We just go to the bar. It's one of the best bars in town. The big beer, and it comes in a bag. Like a brown paper bag. So you got your beer in a brown paper bag.
Man, that's awesome.
It's so fun.
That's
and
awesome.
then we went to karaoke. I mean, so it went from there. But I thought, this is such important information, like you said, not only for tourists, but for locals. Go downtown.
It is crazy that locals choose not to do that.
And the funny thing is, you're talking about parking. And I know, locals.
Yeah. What's one of the biggest bitches about?
I was going to say, and that's, you're totally right. Yep. And that's how locals are with any city. I don't want to go to Hollywood because the parking sucks or whatever.
Right.
So,
I'm not paying them 50 cents a minute.
The funny thing is,
fair enough.
They kind of have a little bit of a point with downtown, because the parking downtown does kind of suck.
It can suck.
In relation, by comparison, the Strip, which they really avoid, has great parking.
Right.
Because you can park anywhere for free.
Right.
Pull right into the Bellagio.
Right.
Valet, get out of your car, and you're at nothing.
It's like Caesars, go to the back valet.
Yeah.
Mandalay Bay, go to the back valet.
Exactly.
Or go to the bar or the mall. The mall valet.
Yeah.
Right?
Or any place that's got a big structure. Just pull in there. It's great parking. Downtown's a little different.
A little harder.
You got to get validated or pay.
Right, which is not so, but usually, that's a good point. And so, but a lot of the places do validate. The thing is, you just got to bring your ticket with you.
Right.
But you know what? That's no different than San Francisco.
Or anywhere else in the world.
That's right.
But it's still way better than like San Francisco or something. But the parking there.
But you still had to do it. I mean, if you went to San Francisco or New York or Chicago, you'd park and it'd be like, it's going to be $20. Like, but if you validate, it's not going to be anything. Great. So you go to Chart House at the Golden Nugget, which is one of our favorite places. Big tip: eat at the bar. Don't eat in the restaurant. Right. Those tables raise up in the bar, and they become regular tables. It's the greatest place ever. They validate. Boom! You don't pay for parking.
There's all because secrets too, like the Four Queens. Always there's a little machine. You do it yourself. It's over by the casino cage.
What?
There's a little machine.
What? Did you know that?
There's a machine. And I think it's the same.
Really?
It's right by the casino cage. And if you ask them to validate, they'll just point you to the machine and just go, something like the thing. It's like a machine that you put it in and it goes. You do it yourself.
That has got to be in the show notes. That is the.
No, it's great, and we've done it for years, and they allow you to.
Oh.
Because Vegas, all they want is you on their property. They don't care if you stay there, but if they figure shotgun effect, if 100 people come in and everybody has to validate in our machine, 5 of them are going to put $10 in the machine.
Oh, yeah.
That's good. That was worth it right there.
Oh, yeah.
So I love that ethic about that.
What day were you there? Saturday, Friday, what?
It was this eat. Oh, by the way, it's the Saturday after First Friday, so it's the first Saturday.
Okay.
No, it's not. It's the second Saturday. But how weird was this? Last month, First Friday and Second Saturday were a day apart. Because the first was a Saturday, and then it was like so it was kind of creepy. Yeah, it was weird.
Well, the end of the life of the world is this year anyway. That's what's going to happen.
But it was great. We're there on Saturday night.
So you're there Saturday night, packed. Fremont Street.
Oh yeah. No, Fremont Street was packed.
It's unbelievable.
The little eat thing wasn't very packed, but it was early. It goes till like 2 in the morning.
What time were you there?
Oh, like 7. We were there really, really early.
Oh.
So, because we figured, because we just went down, we were at First Friday, which we do every first week of the month, which was slammed like it always is. Great, it's 100 degrees outside, just wonderful. So we were in that outdoor party mood.
We're tangent a little bit. You did First Friday before the Zappos guys got in charge.
Yes.
And then
as a not consumer but a patron. You want more of that?
Yeah. Well, you're doing like quarter things.
Quarters only.
Stand up.
That's right. As a patron, I can't tell a difference.
Right.
Apparently, though, we know a lot of people that work there, or do have their booth there. Love Zappos. Love what they're doing. Amy, who made that burst that we had, that was a book burst thing. That she's got a booth there where we met her.
Right.
We talked to her last First Friday. Said they're taking care of them so well. They love Zappos. People. That's the thing about this town. I'm used to being from LA, where everybody craps on everything. Here it's like, no, a corporate sponsorship, and they're awesome.
Right,
we love them, and they take care of us and everything. I mean, it's just this great kumbaya.
The downtown thing is going to be fascinating to watch. I mean, you got the Zappos money, and you got the Zappos vibe, and you've got this it's a very organic feeling down there right now. They're going to build a container city, basically, with restaurants and stores and stuff. I mean, it's going to be fascinating to watch.
There's so many new bars and restaurants opening on East Fremont. Awesome. I mean, just in downtown. It's good. So we're going to spend a lot of time down there and do all the strip property. That's our whole goal, is to give you more of a honed episode. Like, let's say next week's episode will probably be the Flamingo, for instance, and it'll be pub crawl episode. How important.
Oh, wow. Sorry. Sorry. By the way, that was brought to you by the Samsung Galaxy S3.
Oh.
Sorry. That was my fault. I have to put $5 in a jar because of that, just so you know. Nobody else does that but me. I know.
Well, anyway, as I was saying, say next week's episode is going to be the Flamingo, which it might be.
Right, and we're also going to space them out a little bit so your livers can recover a little bit as well.
Every other week.
Do every other week, which I think is reasonable.
Yeah.
But is it going to be every other week? Yes. Will there ever be a bonus episode?
Maybe.
In
fact, it's going to be next week.
Next week will be a bonus episode.
Well, no, this is the bonus.
But we're going to do it next week, too.
Right.
So that's a double bonus. Well, that's what we're here for, because we weren't here last week. So
that's true.
It's hard to keep track.
Right.
Jacob, are we okay? Okay, why don't we take a break, and then we'll come back and talk about some more stuff. We don't really know what it's going to be, but it will be outstanding.
I got something to talk about.
Awesome. This is the Vegas Video Network. We'll see you in a sec.
Oh, hi. I'm Kelly Clinton. That sucked. I wonder if Joan Rivers is watching. Oh, please. Oh, my God. Who cares? I don't have a different one. You know who watches this show? Wayne Newton.
You got that right, Kelly. I think you're absolutely beautiful and talented young lady. 5, 6, 9, 12. Talk a shit.
More camera time for me. Hey, I wonder if Cher's watching.
Oh, please. I have so many other things to do.
Woo! Hi, I'm Kelly Clinton. I'm the host of Talk Tales, and you're watching the Vegas Video Network. That was horrible.
Best Wayne Newton impression in Las Vegas is Kelly Clinton.
What? Yes, that probably is.
It really is.
Now, side note, Wayne Newton, he's lost his voice or something?
Is he still alive?
Oh, stop.
Sorry.
But
he hasn't. He can't. He doesn't.
Oh, well, he lives a block from me. So
he's not singing as well as he used to. He still sounds like this. A little bit, but he doesn't. I don't think he's singing. As
okay. Yeah, I know he had a show, but then it ended up not being very.
Right. Yeah. I heard that as well.
Which he should still MC a show. He's still Mr. Vegas. He's still Wayne Newton.
He should.
That would be great.
He should just MC a show.
Would it be great?
You know what? We're producers. It's awesome. Hey, real quick, and then we're going to wrap this up.
Wait
a minute. What do we got? We got a live chat question.
Scott, Brian from Wisconsin wants to know why you're not drinking Jack Honey tonight.
That's a good question.
Two things. First of all, ladies and gentlemen, that was the very first live chat question by Tara. Awesome! Hey! As I mentioned yesterday, she hates it. But we're going to break her of that. Like we break the soul and the dreams and love of everybody. The reason is because we drank it all last night. I believe, as a matter of fact, this is the guy from Wisconsin, right, yes, Brian? Yeah. He was in the live chat yesterday, and I drank it all. Let's say Tara drank it all.
There we go.
Let's go with that. Tara drank it all, so I'm drinking this. But you can bet your bottom dollar that within the next couple days, we'll have another bottle of Honey Jack.
So this week, as a matter of fact, just to not to cheat you out of an adventure completely.
Oh.
There is a little bit of adventure. Started.
I love this, by the way.
With this.
Oh! Look at this. Look at that. Ow.
Started there. Goes up to there.
Ooh.
Goes in here.
Now, before, you didn't have all that.
Dude, this is my new. This is the outline of my new tattoo.
Now, how long did that take?
5 hours.
Did it hurt?
Yes. The quick answer, yes.
Right. Do you breathe oxygen? Yes. Well, that was another one of those great questions. 5 hours.
Yeah. working a full job, so you got to start. They start at the bottom at about 6 o'clock, and it was about 4 hours.
Are you happy with it?
Oh, this is absolutely.
So pitch the guy who did it.
The guy who did it was Riley Baxter over at Pussycat Tattoo. I actually did a lot of research. There's some really good tattoo artists in town. Some guys do certain things better than others. This guy's.
You got camera 4? Is that available for that shot? Do it. Hit 4.
Where's 4?
Here. I just want to get a close up because
it's pretty intricate.
It's pretty cool.
It's so what it is.
Here, you want to get it? All right. Go to camera 4 and just move your arm there, Dave. Just let people see it. Just take it. There we go.
There we go.
And zoom on in there, Tara. Let's see what we got going on there.
So it's filigree is what it is. It's ironwork. Oh. It's not filled in yet, but as you can see, it's going to be very irony. Irony.
Oh, there we go. Nice. Ouch.
Yes. So it goes all the way.
There you go.
Into the.
Because you had a tattoo at the top before.
Yeah. I got this one up here, and they went up around it and did the whole up and. Anyway, it's this whole thing. So what?
Where'd the design come from?
I gave it to him as a designer. I designed it.
You designed all that?
Yes.
So how do you present that?
Well, here's what happened. A lot of good tattoo artists in town. Some of the best in the world are here. I mean, this is a big tattoo city. Yeah. For me, what I did was sought out a guy that's good at ironwork. Now, there's guys that are good at portraits, guys that are good at demons and skulls, and doing more graphical, imagery. Right. For me, I wanted a guy. And he's good at all that stuff too, but what mattered to me was when you look at these guys' portfolios, are they good with line art, just solid, good, straight lines, and filling it in, making it look like 3D iron, which is, once it's filled in, it will. So I found this guy, out of all my dudes.
When you say ironwork, I think metal.
Yes. It's filigree. It's going to look like iron.
Okay.
It's got that. It'll be gray. It'll be mostly gray by the time it'll. This is just the outline.
We'll have a 3-dimensional vibe.
Kinda, yeah. So it's more for me. Tattoo is decoration.
Right.
Instead of putting a big skull with flames or images, big Klingon or whatever I would do. You know what I mean? I figured let's do something that's I saw a guy once. I would never do this, but I saw a guy once who had tiger stripes on his back. Now he was a kind of a young gay gentleman, but. I thought that was kind of neat. That's not an image. He just decorated himself. And I like that. Yeah. I like the idea of it. So that's why I went with something that's decorative more than images.
So you do that. That took 4 or 5 hours.
And I'm about probably half done. Because,
really? That's all?
Well,
I mean, that much? I thought the filling in would take a lot of time.
Well, it does, but maybe not. But they do little patches. So they'll do the inside, and then they'll do the outside. Where this was at one time. The problem with this is my whole arm hurt for days.
Do that for a minute. So you had it, yeah. Did that hurt?
Okay. The wrist and there were, I thought, going to be the worst thing in the world. And they were pretty bad until they got to under here.
You're way up in there?
Oh, yeah.
Holy.
So as soon as they get up,
you're way up in there.
Under here.
Oh, yeah.
And back there. That's where it starts to suck your soul when it gets back in there. But, you're in a tattoo shop. So you can't scream like a little girl.
Right.
You gotta be
I'll have another shot.
Yeah, but you can't.
Oh, you get one.
Luckily,
they won't let you drink when you're doing that.
Well, I don't know if it's. We didn't look into it. But I did have an ace in the hole. Alicia was there, and did have a flask, and she went to McDonald's and got a $1 soda, and kept filling my soda. So I was like, woo! How about some more of that Diet Coke? Because this is starting to suck.
That is armpit hurt.
Well, they don't want you to drink too much because it thins your blood and you'll bleed.
Oh.
So, and there's a judgment legal thing. They don't want you to be impaired when you.
Oh, that makes sense.
So I mean, for me, it was just, I maybe had a shot the whole time because it was but
can I ask how much that cost?
That was $500.
That doesn't seem like a lot.
No. And then we'll probably do another $5. So
you're $1,000 in.
Yes. Oh, it's so funny. That leads me to a great thing I saw online where it had a tattoo on a guy's back, 2 of them, and it had the $100 dragon and the $1,000 dragon.
Really?
And which one do you want? You know what I mean? It's
really?
Okay.
Was he a tattoo artist?
No. It was just a joke. Someone with a bad tattoo and someone with a good tattoo. But it's always hey, do you want? like there's places on the strip, like, oh, this tattoo's only $50. Like, I don't want a $50
Right.
tattoo. Trust me, I don't want a $50 tattoo. I would rather have the $500 tattoo than the $50 tattoo.
That's when you get the Chinese characters that don't mean what you think they mean.
It means
love. No, it means
cornflakes.
I like
or whatever.
cornflakes. That was awesome.
Or whatever, like,
Well done.
which would actually be pretty cool. Like the kanji's down here says cornflakes.
Well done, Dave.
So this, and like I said, once it's done, it's gonna be this, big black thing. But no, I had a great time. The guy was great. So that was my adventure, and it hurt, and then it continued to hurt, and then it hurt worse the next day.
Really?
And then, as of now,
It's where the plastic around.
he doesn't do that without color. He said, "Nah, just keep it
I've
wet."
seen everybody do that.
No, he said, "With just black, you're good."
But when you fill it in, when you do the plastic thing,
maybe.
then
It's just, that's only for like a day, just to keep. Basically, what it is you have an open wound. So they said wrap it for the next day, just so you don't like go to a bar and go, "Hey, give me a shot of blah blah blah," and you've got
poison.
you've got your arm laying on
herpes.
the double down bar. Like that's probably not the
not that the double down has herpes,
but
that was an accident.
I still wouldn't lay this on the double down bar. But you know what I'm saying. So you want to kind of keep it protected.
Right.
So that was my adventure at Pussycat Tattoo over across from the college.
How much time we have? I want to talk a little bit about your first adventure too. Do we still have another chat, or are we done with that?
Nope. Okay. So I made my first trip on Sunday, up to Mount Charleston.
Is that not the most beautiful place ever?
Little bit of backstory. Mount Charleston, if you don't know, is our local mountain, and they have skiing up there. Not right now, but in the wintertime, they're skiing, camping, all that kind of fun stuff. I was shocked at how mountainous it was. I know that sounds like a joke, but we live in the desert. In fact, today I was just watching. Before I came over here, I was watching Channel 44, the Weather Channel. It's 100 degrees right here in Vegas right now.
Yeah.
In Chicago's, it's like 40. They're having like a cold thing.
Tough.
It's 100 degrees at the sign.
As it should be.
I go to Mount Charleston. It's 70.
Always.
And it looked like pictures. Remember, I'm a city boy, so I don't know what actual mountains look like. But it looked like.
Or trees.
Remember the old Disney movies where like, here's Harold the Bobcat, and he like, and he does his little thing, and then he finds the raccoon, and they like buddy along for a while. It looked just like that.
Harold the Bobcat normally stays at home at the end.
Yes, it looked exactly like one of those shows.
That's so
When
funny.
they filmed those old Disney things were awesome, but it had like the sheer cliffs and the big trees with the needles, the pine trees.
Pine trees,
there were
right.
Christmas trees everywhere. And but I was like the whole time, like it looks like a Disney thing.
It does. Were you surprised at how quickly it took to get there?
That's the shocking thing.
Yeah.
If say you stayed at the Stratosphere, somewhere that's kind of north,
right?
Or like downtown, half hour. And you're like standing in deer poop. It was like, I couldn't believe it. Like, there was deer poop. Like, and skulls and like bones.
Skulls?
It was like a coyote skull.
What were you guys doing up there?
There was like nature.
CSI.
Like poop and like, logs. I mean, it was unbelievable. Like and it was a half hour away.
That's pretty cool.
I was shocked. I cannot wait till wintertime. I'm going to go snowboarding.
But you're a snowboarder, right?
Yeah.
And you've been here for how long?
Over 4 years.
Right. And there is a place called the Las Vegas Ski and Snowboard Resort up there, and you have not done that.
Count me in.
Guess what? I haven't either. And I like the snowboard.
And back in California, we used to go, but it was
we
quite
should
a ways.
do.
Vegas
Vegas
Video Network ski trip.
snowboard ski thing.
Oh my God.
We could have a race.
We got.
I'm taking out Wayne.
We got to do it hot
I can't let him win
machine
again.
style though, 80s style.
Oh.
What the. Okay.
Oh, you mean no wait, the big puffy stuff?
Yeah, like big fur boots and
I
tights.
used to have.
We gotta like listen to nothing but like Poison on the way up there. We'll do like Hot Tub Time Machine.
That's good. All right, so
or ski movies.
I like that. Now you were shocked by pine cones.
There were pine cones. Yes.
Right.
There were acorns. I saved one. And I'm with my bass
like
player.
You're on this like exploratory thing. This is an acorn.
Okay, well, first off, we were calling them chestnuts, and it turns out Alicia shows up and goes, "Oh, look, acorns." We're like, "Oh yeah, of course, acorns." So my bass player and I, he's from here. We're shooting a video up there. That's why we were up there, and we were parked because we had to use my truck for one of the scenes. We're parked next to this bush, a tree, whatever.
You get extra for that, by the way?
Well, we didn't get anything for anything.
God.
But and right hanging by the tree, and it's my bass player, who's about as city boy as me, goes, "Dude, look, it's those things from Chippendale." And they looked like, the nuts that Chippendale carry. Like the
nuts that Chippendale, the dancing thing?
The Chippendale.
I'm like, wow, this show has gone, what the hell?
And it's like a little, like a donut with a nut sticking out of it. It's like a neat, and we're perfect, and we're hanging this tree. I'm like, oh my God, look at those.
Right.
And we're like, he's like, what are they? I'm like, I think they're chestnuts. So we grabbed a couple, tried them, they're raw. And
you ate them.
And we're like, oh, this is like nature.
Nice.
Alicia, because we were filming in the car, so once the scene was over, she came back, and we're like, oh, look, and like I saved you some. She said, oh, look, acorns. I'm like, yeah.
That's what we call them, too.
Yes, that's what they were.
Let's bring the tape back, and we'll prove you that's
this funny, you watch like Travel Channel or whatever, and like when vacations attack, and they'll always have like some guys that go up in the woods, and they do the stupidest thing ever, and they like go the wrong way, and then they do this, and then they like end up sleeping in the river, and like just because whatever. Those are us because we're so unnaturefied.
Right.
We would end up doing the dumb.
And the whole thing, we're like, don't do that.
Right.
And yet you do that.
And we're like, oh, let's eat them.
Right. Now you didn't stop by the Mount Charleston Lodge.
Yeah. Owned by the same people that own the Artisan and Rumor.
Right.
By the way, Friday, Rumor is having the Las Vegas Beer Fest.
We're going to do something on Friday.
This Friday.
Saturday, there's some stuff going on. There's some beer and wine things going on that Melissa and I are looking at doing.
Oh, well, I know this is on Groupon for half price at the Friday? Rumor on Friday. 6 to 10.
Crap day to do that.
Yeah. Well,
But
same owner. We didn't go in there. We all met at that lodge.
Yeah.
Beautiful lodge. Oh. Again, I can't stress, it took a half hour.
What did you call it? It reminded you of...
it was like a little mini Shining lodge. It looked just like the lodge in The Shining, but small.
It's beautiful.
You
got great. Nice restaurant. They have a really cool little bar, kind of an old-fashioned bar with old games and old casino-y kind of things. It's a beautiful place.
I was soaked. The whole thing was so awesome. I can't wait to go in wintertime, go skiing, do the whole 9 years.
Right, so we've announced that we're going to now do the Vegas Video Network snow and ski boarding trip.
Ski-dazzle.
There it is.
It's the Ski-dazzle.
We're going to do the Vegas Video Network Ski-dazzle.
Right.
Dave's going to design the poster for it. It's going to be beautiful.
We're going to listen to nothing but...
And we're going to listen to Poison
Butt Rock
and Butt Rock and I want to fly!
Our local boy, Mark Slaughter. He's a Vegas boy.
Mark will be there.
Yeah.
We'll probably get Vince Neil. He lives here. He's a friend of ours. Yeah. But he will be because anybody wants to go to Ski Dazzle and sing his big hit. He's got a lot of them, actually. All right. So that's it. We're done. Next week, we're going to start the new format. It's going to be awesome. We're also going to do some drum lessons.
Yep. Alicia will be back next week, and we'll talk.
Thank God, because this is not pretty here.
We will pick a place. We're assuming maybe Flamingo, and we'll just start hitting the places and giving you guys that kind of info.
All right. Anything else? Thanks, everybody.
Do we do if you want to get a hold of us?
Yeah, do it.
Pub crawl at VegasVideoNetwork.com. Pub crawl at VegasVideoNetwork.com.
You are a very efficient bartender.
Twitter. I'm Trek Vegas. Vegas Video Network. Of course, iTunes, YouTube, Roku,
and KSHP.
KSHP, 1400 AM every Saturday, right here in Las Vegas. Remember, Pub Crawl urges you to drink responsibly. That would be put some mixer in your Sailor Jerry.
Or drink little itty-bitty shots that are this big.
But we had 6 of them.
Yeah, so we had this much. I mean, come on.
Happy Talk Like a Pirate Day.
Arr.
And until, remember, we may leave stuff out. We don't make stuff up. Until next week, arr.
Arr.